Mania!
Elize Ryd, welcome to Rock Mania. It's a pleasure for me to be doing this interview.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure for me to talk to you. Thanks for calling me.
What are you doing nowadays?
Actually, I'm writing songs usually. And that's because I'm my own boss, kind of, So it's very hard to take like free time because the only person who will, lose opportunities is me. So it's very hard to just relax and not do anything. So I have been writing songs for other artists, and the past few weeks, since we haven't been doing so many shows with Amaranthe, so that's what I'm doing most of the time, actually, during the days. And I listen a lot to music from all over the world, and I love music from your side of the world. It's so many big artists who are super huge in your area, which we don't know about. In case, it's not that some person takes it overseas, and then it can become like this Despacito song. Everybody knows that one, and everybody starts to learn Spanish. So I guess that's, also like very fun too. So I listen a lot to Selena. But anyways, it's very interesting how different the music can be. And I know it's very, very big interest in rock music in Brazil too. And I've been there with Camelot, a few years back. And I remember the fans, they were amazing. And I wish we can, come back with Amaranthe. It would be fantastic.
Did you like Brazil?
Yes, I loved it. The people and the atmosphere is very different from where I come from, but it's very exotic. We have a huge fan base over there. You know that we are coming to support Tarja in Argentina this year, right?
Our neighbors.
Yeah, your neighbors. So maybe you could come there.
It would be very cool. How is the feedback of the latest album of Amaranthe, Maximalism?
Maximalism. It's been very. I mean, if you watch like the response from the live shows we've been doing, it's very happy response. Like I can see that people, starts to dance a little, or they get very like excited about the new songs. They work very well live, and they're very different from the previous 3 albums. So I know the response was both negative and positive when we just released the album, because people were thinking like, oh my god, what is this, what's happening, and like, what are they doing? But we were going through changes in our lives, so it suited us very well to write that kind of album at that point, because that made us very enthusiastic and it kept our motivation. It was a very important album for us to release, and if we see to the numbers, like how our popularity on Spotify, for example, it's been raising. We raised, since we released that album, the amount of listeners raised with 300%. So I guess there was something that people liked about it. Yeah, it's very like easy and smooth, and like it's been very good response. And like I said, I think myself they sound even better live. So I hope that we can come there and present that material for you guys. If you don't come to Argentina, yeah.
How is to you to sing in a band with other vocalists?
It's very it's very fun actually, because I'm so used to it now, but I was also used to sharing the stage with a lot of other people before, since I worked with the musicals and the cabarets, and so I never really saw myself, being the only singer on stage. So it's been very natural, and I have never really thought of. I always seen it as a positive thing, because they can express things with their vocals that I can't. So it's very fulfilling and very fun to share the stage with 2 other singers.
How was your beginning in music?
I loved music since I was born. I mean, my family were very much into music, and that was like kind of the only thing that made the whole family happy, and we played a lot of different kinds of music. And I think my brother and my father were the two like metal heads, and my brother had his own band. You know, he listened to death metal, and my father was more into like Iron Maiden and Dio, AC/DC, and Kiss. So I was presented to this metal scene in different kinds of metal in a very young age. My sister is into jazz, and I liked all these different kinds, but there was no music such as Amaranthe, for example, where there were a female vocalist and growls and clean male vocals. So that was also one of the reasons why we wanted to start the band, to, you know, make something a little bit different. And I decided that I wanted to be an artist some way, and I wanted to work with music, you know, as a songwriter, or with other musicians, or as an artist myself. So that's always been my biggest dream, and I'm very grateful that I was able to fulfill that dream.
What do you think when you are writing a song?
I think to begin with, it was always things that I had in my own mind that I needed to maybe tell myself, you know, when I was feeling bad or something. But it's written in a perspective where it sounds like we're singing to other people, but the inspiration came always from ourselves. But now later, of course, we feel more connected to our fans, because now we have a very strong fan base, and there are stories that inspires us from our fans' lives as well, which I can feel like I want to write to that person, or or just like subjects like how the world is changing and digitalized. Like, it was the main focus on the third album, actually, and how we were actually very worried about the future and how things changed in this world, and how we should take care of the earth, you know, and the climate changes, and like big questions, actually, which is not, you know, you normally don't sit around and talk about maybe with your friends over coffee, but that is very inspiring for for writing songs. So that's usually what I get inspired by.
In 2012, you sang with Elize Ryd in Nightwish, filling in for Annette Olson. How was that experience?
Oh yeah, that was very odd situation. It was a fantastic experience, because we, you know, for one day we got the chance to step into that huge band, which they actually are, and to see their fans' response, and they were so supportive. And we had a choice, or the band had a choice. They asked the audience, okay, everybody's here except for the vocalist, and she's feeling sick, so what do you say if we play the show for you guys anyways, and we can have Elisa and Elize helping us out in a few songs, and then you can help us with the rest? And everybody was like, yay! So and I was like, okay, let's do it. I don't know what I just said yes to, but I guess it's gonna be, you know, an experience. And that's, of course, something I will never forget. And I love Nightwish. I love their songs. It's amazing. I started to listen to them over 10 years ago now. So that was a fantastic experience, actually.
Elize Ryd, tell us now about the project Raskasta Joulua.
It means heavy metal in Finnish. I work with Flora Jansen and Markku Iutala from Nightwish in that show. So we are now sharing, like, we spend every Christmas together, kind of. Every winter for the past 5 years, I've been, hanging out with the Markku and a lot of other very great singers from different bands from Finland. like Sonat Artica, Tony Kakko, you know. And now the last year, then Flora Jansen joined, and she's going to be part of this year's touring too. So I'm going to see her, and we're going to perform in Hartwall Arena, which is the biggest arena in Finland. So it's going to be very exciting. Make your most classic Christmas songs into metal versions, and then have all these famous musicians from over there, you know, have this tour. Do you think it would work in Brazil?
Yeah, we love Christmas time here.
Oh, that's nice.
Talk about your participation in Timo Tolkki's Avalon, from the solo album of this amazing guitarist.
Yeah, that was actually a few years back. He contacted me. He said he liked my voice, and he wanted me to sing few songs that he's been writing. And I mean, I'm familiar with Stratovarius, of course, and I kind of, you know, he's an amazing musician, and it's always very interesting to work with elder people, like older experienced, you know, stars, on which he actually is. And it was very scary for me because I was very young, and like, yeah, it was very educating. He's a very special person, and he has so much, you know, talent and music in him. And I think this song, Enshrined in My Memory, is a very, very well written song. And of course, like, it was a big step for me to say yes to that, and to work with him by myself. It was only the two of us in the studio most of the time. But yeah, that's how it turned out, and I like the songs a lot, and it was a great experience.
Do you intend to tour with Camelot again?
Yeah, this is actually a very interesting question, because I say, you know, I will always think that I will tour with Camelot again. That is definitely my goal, and we talk about it at least once a year. You know, we try to arrange some shows where our schedules fit, but it's so hard, because if they are in Europe, they're on tour in, you know, the US, and the opposite, when they're in the US, I'm in Europe, and it's very hard to make it work. But mentally, it's definitely something I hope we can do again. And also, if they would go back to South America, and I would, of course, say yes if they would want me to come along, you know. It would be very fun. They're like family to me, and we've been doing so many funny things together. And I will never forget that South American tour we did. It was amazing.
Elize, you used to dance belly dance in Camelot's concerts. Do you like to dance?
I am actually educated in dancing. I have a dance theater and vocal education. It's like comparable with Juilliard in New York, but it's in Sweden, and it's called Performing Arts School. It's the same kind of education where you actually, you know, become like, your profession is dancer, singer, and actress. So I've been doing a lot of dancing, though I never done belly dance except for during those shows with Camelot. So that was just pure improvisation, and I think I was not that good at it, but at least it filled its purpose in the show. You know, that vision of somebody doing belly dance. That was the idea Thomas had, and I said, of course I can do it. I say yes to most things. I don't like to say no, and I always think I can manage to do this in one way or another. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least you should try.
What don't you like in the music business?
Oh, I do not like so much to tour in the bus. I mean, because I'm scared of traffic. I don't like so much the food, because I believe it's not always that good. Like for a month we are forced to eat like processed food, and I believe it's not so good for the health.
What do you do to keep your voices so beautiful and powerful over the years?
Oh, thank you so much. That's a great compliment. I appreciate it. Actually, to be honest, I went to the doctor like 2 weeks ago, since I had some time off, that's also what I do. I do like health controls, and I want to make sure my vocal cords are doing fine and stuff like that. And I did that, and I was sure that I thought they were damaged because I've been screaming and we've been touring so much. Sometime, they should be damaged somehow. But they were perfect. There were nothing wrong with them. And he told me it's probably because I speak with controlled support all the time, every day. And that is the best advice. I mean, that's the thing I actually think about doing. You know what I mean? When you talk with your support. Like, I try to speak the healthy way and not be like scream uncontrolled so that is the only thing I do. Otherwise, I drink a lot of coffee, which shouldn't be good for your throat. Like, it's dehydrating. I don't do anything else specific. I try to think about how I speak in my everyday life. Yeah, that's the only thing I do.
If you could be part of any band in the history of music, what band would be and why?
Ooh, that is a very funny question. I think, nay, Jesus Christ, I start to think about like every band now. Well, to be honest, at the moment, like the first band I thought about when you asked me the question was Kiss. I would like to be one of those. I would like to be the cat in Kiss. Yeah, because he's so cute, and I don't know, it would be so fun to just be them and experience their story and put on this mask and feel like you would never. I mean, they look the same like they've always been. It's a very smart thing, I think, to put makeup on you, and they have still a career and they are still touring, and so it would be really interesting to be part of that band.
From now on, what are your next steps?
Well, it's to finish up the festival season, and then later this year, yes, we are going together with the Tarja to South America. It's so cool. I wish we could do a proper tour and have more shows, but like I said, at least if it wouldn't be a big hassle for people in Brazil to come over there, we would be very happy. And we have a European tour with Elevati. It's a Finnish band. Then after that, I will go to Finland and do the Raskasta Joulua together with the Finnish people. It's a lot of Finland, Sweden things here. We're so close neighbors, so I guess I feel I'm also 25% Finnish, actually.
Elize Ryd, thank you so much for this interview. Rock Mania is always available.
That is amazing to hear. Thank you very, very much for talking to me. And we love our fans over there in Brazil. And it would be totally amazing to come there and to see everybody very soon. And I hope you're going to be there so we can say hello in real life. And we love you guys, and we're very grateful for all your support. And you're also welcome to Sweden, of course, if you have the chance. I know it's very far. It's very far. And it's one of the dreams we have is to make a proper tour. And it's a very, very huge step for Amaranthe to actually, go to South America and play with the Tarja over there. We only visited Mexico earlier, and that has been an unforgettable show. And it's I know it's so much more we could experience over there. So please stay patient. We're gonna come. We're coming.
Rock Mania!